Hello, beautiful soul. Today you're going to be learning how to knit this Nautile shawl. I've always been fascinated with the concept of the middle path or the golden mean. It's called by many names, but it's a concept of not going too far on this extreme, but not going too far that way. And I have found in my personal life it can be really helpful to find that harmony and that balance. And it's a really neat idea because life is not a static, fixed thing. You can't just find that centeredness and there you are. You have to constantly dance and move with life as it shifts and changes and continue to find that place of harmony and balance. And so we hope when you're knitting this Nautile shawl that you find that place of calmness and centeredness, and that it really brings a sense of peace into your day. This design resembles a Nautilus shell, which conforms to the idea of the golden mean, so that's super cool. It's a nice pattern for an adventurous beginner. It contains alternating sections of reverse stockinette stitch and some simple lace. Some cool things about this pattern are, one, it is reversible, so you could totally wear it on either side and you're gonna be golden. Also, the shape is really fun. It's just gonna wrap around your shoulders and make for a wonderful, cozy little shawl. And this is one of my favorite features of patterns. I love when they have this. You don't really have to worry about running out of yarn because you're just gonna continue to work ever increasing rows, so you can just stop whenever you like. We used our Pearlescent Worsted weight yarn for this, which is a blend of superwash merino wool and mulberry silk. And it is fluid and it's drapey and it is really gorgeous for shawl patterns like this. All right, let me go ahead and show you how to make this shawl pattern. If you would love to follow along, you can get the pattern at expressionfiberarts.com, and while you're there, go ahead and sign up for email updates, and I'm going to send you exclusive coupons, free patterns, and a whole lot more goodies that you won't find anywhere else. Nautile starts here with these setup rows, and then you're going to move into some repeating rows, which creates these beautiful radiating wedges. You're going to go ahead and start by casting on 9 stitches. Okay, let's go ahead and start with row 1 of the setup rows. You're gonna start by slipping 1 knitwise. So like this, boop, and then you're gonna knit 1. Now you're gonna place your first stitch marker and you're gonna need 6 of these. Okay, now you're gonna knit 1 front and back, which is an increase. Knit into the front of the stitch, but don't drop it off your left needle. Swing your right needle around and knit into the back of that same stitch, and then you can drop it off. And you've created 2 stitches out of 1. Now you're going to place your next stitch marker. Boop. Then you're going to work a yarn over purl 1. Now place another stitch marker and work a yarn over knit 1. And let's repeat that again. Place a stitch marker, yarn over, purl 1, place another stitch marker, yarn over, knit 1. Now you're going to place your final stitch marker, boop, then you're going to knit 1, and then finish off the row by slipping 1 knitwise like so. And it should look something like this. Now we're going to work row 2, and this is a wrong side row. For row 2, you're going to start with a purl 2, 1, and 2. Now you're going to slip your first stitch marker from your left needle onto your right needle. Now you're going to purl to your next marker. So bring your yarn to the front, and you're going to purl until you reach the next marker, and boop, we are there. So when you get there, you're going to slip your marker. Now we're going to knit to the next stitch marker. So go ahead and knit away, la la la. And here we are at the next stitch marker, so we're going to slip it. And we're going to repeat that again. Purl to our next marker, doop, doop, slip it, knit to our next stitch marker, doop, doop, and then slip that stitch marker. Now you're going to purl to your next stitch marker, slip it, and then purl 2. And you should have something like this. Okay, we're going to continue on with row 3. Row number 3 of the setup row, you're going to start by slipping 1 knitwise, and then knit 1, Now you're going to slip your first stitch marker, and we're going to work another increase by doing a knit front and back, just like we did before, turning one stitch into two. Now you're going to knit to your marker, and boop, we are already there. So go ahead and slip that marker. Now we're going to work a yarn over, purl to our next marker. Do and do. And when you get to your next marker, you're going to slip it. Now you're going to yarn over and knit until you reach your next marker, which is right here. So go ahead and slide that. Now let's do the same thing. Yarn over, purl to marker, slip it, and then yarn over, knit to the next marker. Then slip that marker and finish off your row by working a knit one and then slip one knitwise. And there you go. Now we're going to learn how to work row 4. You're going to start with a purl 2, 1 and 2. Then you're going to slip your first stitch marker. Next, you're going to purl to the next marker. So bring your yarn to the front and purl the stitches until you reach that next stitch marker, and then go ahead and slip it, and then knit until you reach the next stitch marker and slip it, and then do that again. Yarn to the front and then purl every stitch until you reach the next stitch marker, slip it, and then knit every stitch until you reach the next stitch marker, and then go ahead and slip that. Now yarn to the front, and we're going to purl to the next stitch marker. We're going to slip that, and then we're going to finish off by working a purl 2. And there you go. Now that you've done that, you're going to go ahead and finish up your setup rows by repeating rows 3 and 4 2 more times. Now we're into the body of the shawl, and we're going to learn how to work the 4 repeating rows that you're going to work throughout your entire shawl. So let's start with row number 1. For row 1 of the repeating rows, you're going to start by slipping one knitwise, like so, and then knit one and slip your first marker. All right, now you're going to knit one front and back, which is an increase. So knit into the front and knit into the back. Now we're going to repeat till our next marker, yarn over, knit 2 together. So yarn over, knit 2 together. Now for this row, we're already to the marker, so you're going to go ahead and slip it. And you're going to work a yarn over and then purl to your next marker. Doot, 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 doot. And then when you reach your next marker, you're going to slip it, yarn over and knit 1. Now you're going to work yarn over, knit 2 together till your next marker. So yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together. And so on this row, we're already here to our stitch marker, so we're going to go ahead and slip it. And then we're going to work a yarn over and purl to our next marker. Doot, 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 doot. And then go ahead and slip that next marker, of course, and then work a yarn over and a knit 1. Now you're going to repeat till your next marker, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together. Then when you reach your stitch marker, go ahead and slip it, and then finish off your row with a knit 1 and then a slip 1 knitwise. And your row should look like this. Now we're moving right along to row number 2. For row number 2, you're going to start with a purl 2, 1 and 2, and you're going to go ahead and slip your stitch marker. Now you're going to purl to your next marker, and your rows are going to get longer and longer and longer as you go along. Okay, go ahead and slip your marker. Now you're going to knit to the next marker. So just knit every stitch. When you reach the next stitch marker, you're going to go ahead and slip it. Now we're going to repeat that again. Purl until your next stitch marker. Go ahead and slip it. and then you're going to knit every stitch until you reach your next stitch marker, and then slip it, of course. Then you're gonna go ahead and purl to your next marker, keeping the pattern going. And then when you get to that next stitch marker, go ahead and slip it, and you're going to finish off that row with a purl 2. And it should look like this. Let's move on to row number 3. You're going to start by slipping 1 stitch knitwise, like we've been doing, and working a knit 1. Now slip your marker and go ahead and work a knit front and back. Now you're going to repeat yarn over, knit 2 together until 1 stitch before your next marker. Yarn over, knit 2 together, and when you get to 1 stitch before your next marker, you're going to go ahead and knit that stitch and slip your marker. Now you're going to work a yarn over, and you're going to go ahead and purl all the way over to your next stitch marker, and then slip that one. Now work a yarn over, knit 1, and then repeat yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together until 1 stitch before your next marker. So we're already there. You're going to go ahead and knit that stitch, slip your marker. Now yarn over and purl to your next marker. And then you're going to slip it when you get to that, of course. Now yarn over, knit 1. Then you're going to repeat yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together until 1 stitch before your next marker. Then you're going to knit that one, slip your marker, and finish off your row with a knit 1, slip 1 knitwise. And finally, we're going to learn how to work row number 4. Row 4 begins with an easy purl 2, 1, and 2. And slip that first stitch marker. Now this is going to be nice and easy. You're just going to purl until your next stitch marker. And this row will be really easy to memorize. Now you're going to slip your marker and then knit until your next stitch marker. These will be nice break rows when they get longer as you go along. Then slip your stitch marker, and we're going to repeat that. Purl every stitch until you get to your next stitch marker. And then you're going to go ahead and slip it. Now you're going to go ahead and knit every stitch until your next stitch marker. And then go ahead and slip that. Now to finish off, you're going to go ahead and purl every stitch to your next stitch marker. Slip that, and then you're going to work the final 2 stitches as purl stitches. And there you have it. As I said, you're going to repeat rows 1 through 4 of the repeating section until the shawl is the size that you like. We hope you enjoy knitting this shawl and that this tutorial was helpful for you. Be sure to go out today and find your peace and find your calm and find that place inside where you feel happy and secure. Thank you for joining me. Enjoy this gorgeous day. Nobody is going to experience this day like you will through your eyes, and that is a gift and a treasure. I will see you next time for more crafty fun. Bye-bye. Welcome. Today you're going to be learning hello and welcome. Hello, 2, 3, 4. Me, 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 me. Wait, stop. Are we going silly or are we going, I can't remember what I said. It's a neat, I already said it's a fascinating concept. What did I just say? And it's a really neat idea because, what are we talking about? What? Oh, this is how I am in Spanish class. Bye-bye.